What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I apologize for missing on Sunday. And, these Tuesday mornings are getting a little weird for me, too, especially because I have the Around Pretoria thing going on at the same time. So I got to navigate around that. And, overall, I just hope everybody's doing well. So, cool thing. Upcoming, I actually just recorded a video for a walkthrough of the full Mav server. So that should be coming out. I guess I could put it out now, but I'll post it as soon as I'm done streaming here. And I don't know how long I'm gonna go. Probably just maybe like an hour or so. What's funny is last week I decided to stream in the evening, like the hour before my usual Splinterlands TV stream, and that was fun. But then I had people, a lot of folks in Europe who reached out and were like, "No, this doesn't work for Europe." So I don't know what to do. I think I'll keep it here for now as long as I can, and then we'll go from there. But overall, let's go ahead and refresh here. Let's get the state of the Splinterlands game economy, see where things are at. We're still burning. We're still waiting. So again, nothing has really changed, I would say, overall within the ecosystem, and that's just not going to happen until land is live. So I actually want to know, for people who have had a chance to either see and play with land or just watch some of the content out there or the content creators, how are you feeling about land, and when do you think it's going to come out? Maybe we can throw some predictions out there into the mix, because I don't know. To me, it could be a couple of weeks away, is my hope. Hopefully it's sooner than that. But I was looking through the comments that some people had posted to that video yesterday, and people were like, "I just hope it arrives in 2023." And I was like, "Oh man, if they can't get it out before the holidays start up, November, December, that'd be rough." So, because we've just been in a holding pattern for the last 4 months. So let's see who's here. We got Gathering the Magic. What's going on? BB Omega. Let's go. Anand, good morning to you. Anand, I'm sorry, man. I keep forgetting to go and check out that other game. I really want to. I just have not had a chance to actually do it yet, but I will try to take a look at it this week. Steve, what's happening, man? We got Steve and BB Omega in the house. I still have to watch the replay of your guys' live stream last night, so looking forward to that conversation. Gather Magic says 18 bugs to fix. I'm thinking mid-October. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, if you look at it now, we're technically mid-September. We're past mid-September, and whatever release is getting put out today, actually today's release should be an interesting one, because there's no, the terms of service are potentially changing. So that plus people will be able to roll or re-roll for vouchers. But yeah, I don't know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, this week is done, obviously. So we're technically already in the end of September. Now, granted, there's still a full week of bug fixing, bug hunting that the team is going to be doing. But yeah, I mean, I think my hope for a September launch is probably out the window right now, unless Farpetrod just goes super beast mode on it. But I don't know. Would you guys feel comfortable getting something that has? Oh no, I guess we wouldn't feel comfortable getting something that was still a little buggy, because the moment somebody runs into something and then they realize oh, I missed out on getting 300 SPS on day 1 or day 2, yeah, then we run into some major issues. So plus Weirdbeard did say that they would give us a little bit of a heads up before that would happen. I don't know that a week is needed necessarily, but I do think a couple of days. So let's put it this way. I'm not going to rule out land until, I don't know, maybe Friday. Because if they were going to try to get it out next week, I would say Friday. Friday, they would have to make some announcements. So over the weekend, people could go in, get whatever, SPS, or not SPS, but DEC, units and all this stuff that they need workers for land. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it feels a little too close considering the 18 bugs. I mean, we need to be knocking out more than 2 bugs a day. So let's see who else we got here. Gregory Levenfield, what's happening? Mystic Force, good to see you. Let me see here. Where are we at? All right, cool. Anand says nice. DEC for land. Yeah, there's still a lot out there. All right, so Steve says we don't get energy for vouchers today, right? I don't think so. I think it's just a reroll for vouchers. I think the energy is something that might be coming further down the line. So my guess is second week of October at best. So I'm pulling up my calendar here. We have September 26th. That's next week's release date. Then we have October 3rd, and I think they already said that they're planning to do some Brawl changes around that time, which makes the second week of October, October 10th, I guess, not a bad guess. Now, okay, here's the reason why, is because I don't think that they could change or they wanted to change any of the Brawl or tournament stuff until there was a place for alpha cards to go. Well, if you do it within 1 week, right? Because I don't think they're going to change the Brawl stuff and do land at the same time. If you do it within 1 week, then 1 week ahead would be September 26th, which is next week, and then 1 week behind would be October 10th. So I could actually see that happening. Although I'll say this, I mean the alpha brawls, all that stuff like that, I don't think anybody here really cares about that. If the team, I would much rather the team delay that a week and get land out October 3rd, if that ends up being the case. I wouldn't want that to be a blocker for it. All right, so second week. Carlo 87, hello and good afternoon. Good to see you. All right, you're thinking mid-October as well, BB Omega. All right, seems like a lot of people are shooting for mid-October, which would be October 10th or October 17th, right? That second or third week of October, or second or third release window, maybe is what we should put it at. Draken says, hey everyone, let's talk some land. I think we should wait until it's not buggy. That's just plain unprofessional and stupid. I don't think anybody would disagree with you there. You're thinking the same. Hey, I can't wait to brawl. Let's go. All right, so Gathering says, I wonder after land 1.5 launches and people get their plots cleared and start working, then what? Will people quickly get bored or will people stay engaged? I think it's going to be a little bit of both. So Gathering, the people who are chasing ROI, who are excited about the early ROI there, I think they're going to get a massive wake-up call when they realize that the returns are not going to be as good as they were expecting. So you're going to get a lot of people who, like, they go in early, they take advantage of it, and then it's like, okay, what next, right? But then you have a lot of other people who I think just want to build this out for the long run, and they'll be the ones that kind of stay engaged and continue to push things forward. Now, there won't be this urgency anymore once we get maybe a week or two into it, right? Because a lot of the returns will be taken away by people who finally cleared their plots and all that. But this is where I hope we can get some clarification, some alpha, some anything on the research tokens, because I really genuinely believe the research tokens need to be incentivized in the beginning, right? We need to have something there to keep people engaged. And I know, there's plans for the future on what the team wants to do, but I would love to see something that you can use the research tokens for in 1.5. Now, does doing that potentially delay 2.0? Maybe, right? I don't know what the full plans are for any of this stuff. But at the same time, in order, like land 1.5 was never supposed to be a stop, right? It's a 0.5 for a reason, simply because it's just, it's a smaller aspect, kind of stepping stone. So I'm not the only one who's kind of saying this, but I genuinely think it's going to be a bum rush in the beginning, and then things kind of slow down. Now, land might slow down. But this is why I'm excited for Rebellion coming into the mix right after the launch of Land, or however they decide to do it. I really don't think that they can launch Rebellion until Land is out. So if we start to get more Rebellion alpha after Land does come out, and some information, some of the cool things that they have planned for Rebellion, then that could take people's attention away from Land. Land just becomes something that is happening in the background, and the people who want to stay engaged with Land go through and start, messing around with it and, expanding their empires, building up, getting better units, better workers, adding plots, reshifting where their, regions and all that. But, then the focus then goes to Rebellion, a new meta, new cards, the new modern format, all of that stuff will be pretty exciting from a gameplay standpoint. And when I say gameplay, I'm talking specifically about the trading card game. So I think something like that can hold people's hype for significantly longer than something like Land 1.5. And if that can get us, that's why I'm saying, like, the rest of this year, I'm hoping is going to be very exciting from the standpoint of there'll just be a lot to do, right? Land comes out, and then Rebellion, hopefully follows that or around the same time. And that keeps us appeased for 2023. Now, 2024, when that rolls around, I think people will be looking for new game modes. We'll be looking for Land 2.0. We'll be looking for, just other things to help enhance gameplay, which is something that both Aggie and Weird have talked about publicly, saying that they want to do. So, I don't know how quickly that stuff comes in 2024, but my hope is that, if the team is almost done with Land and they're, getting Rebellion ready, they could actually use 2 to 3 months, right? October through the end of the year to get started on working on other cool things. And I haven't even talked about Soul Keep yet, right? But I still have hope that Soul Keep can make an appearance in 2023. It would be really, really depressing if it doesn't. And I know Land is like the main focus now, but it's like, oh, you know what tomorrow is? Happy 1-year anniversary for the packs, or for the selling of Soul Keep packs, I believe. I don't know. I saw it somewhere. Somebody said the 20th, but I didn't go back and actually check. So, Level Up Life, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. It was good to hear you on the town square yesterday, too. What's up, Elistios? Virus is here. Land is not priced in. You know what might be priced in, though, Level Up Life? The apathy of the community. I mean, I know I'm being a little too bearish here, but I don't want like, what I don't want is for people to think that Land is going to be the end all be all. It's going to save everybody. Like, I am so excited for Land. Don't get me wrong. But you see this number right here? This 4.6 billion number, that's a lot bigger than people realize. It's a lot bigger than people realize. And I genuinely, I've been saying this. I'm going to keep saying it. I think Land struggles to solve the card problem, but I think Land does a really good job with the excess DEC problem. Now, I don't think that Land necessarily triggers the flywheel in such a significant way. I think Rebellion coming in is a very smart move by the team to trigger the flywheel more so. But I am excited for what Land will be able to do in terms of like eating up a lot of that extra DEC. So it's still going to be a very, very large net positive. It's just when we get to like the second week of Land or even the first week of Land, people are going to see a ton of DEC getting burned. And then they're going to look at DEC not really being at peg, or maybe being at peg, but we're not burning any SPS. Like, I don't think that happens until Rebellion, which is exciting to think about because Rebellion could be less than 3 months away. So I know these last couple of months have felt super long and there hasn't been much to talk about or to do, but Land is going to give us a lot. Land is going to give us a lot. And then Rebellion, I mean, again, people always ask me for more gameplay content. I'm excited for Rebellion because I want to dig into all the new cards, all the new metas and combos. I'm still super hot on the fact that we're burning so much of these Riftwatcher packs. Again, I'm not even buying any cards or packs. I'm just saying that like this is going to be so incredibly significant once Modern shifts over. And if you don't have Riftwatcher cards, your set will be incomplete versus somebody else. Now, I'm not saying that these cards are going to replace Jotun, Kitty, and Llama, but I am saying that they have the potential to, right? Especially some of those legendary cards. And if you don't have them, that could be, again, not to the same level, but it's just the game is becoming so much more niche over time, right? Different rule sets that give values and very strong value to specific cards. And if you don't have some of those cards, I don't know, it's gonna be rough. I would also still love to see Rift Watchers eat up a ton of DEC for the DAO. That would be phenomenal if we could. And I have my motives, right? My ulterior. It's not even an ulterior. I'm not hiding it. It's just like I want people to go buy Rift Watcher packs. That's why I keep talking about it. I keep talking about how powerful I think these cards are going to be, and yeah, I mean, I think people having these cards for the next modern format, in conjunction with the amount of DEC it could lock up, considering we have Land and Rebellion all slated for the rest of this year, and I think the burnout for Rift Watchers is in December as well. Could make for a very, very exciting time in Splinterlands. And when I say that, I'm talking about gameplay specifically, but also, the tokenomics, we could start to see parts of the flywheel trigger. Now, I'm not saying that SPS is going to go to the moon, and I don't know how you guys define moon, but overall, us burning through a ton of extra DEC and people needing to burn some SPS for DEC is always going to be a good sign. Supreme Victory Network says we can't put a date on Land. They will find more issues. Well, not just they, but we may find more issues. Supreme Victory Network. So you're right. It'll be like having a yield farm. Check it once a day and do updates to your land, but it still will be daily loot for a while. Yeah, you're right, Steve. I mean, you'll have to harvest every 7 days. I'm sure Peak Monsters or Splex is going to make some kind of thing that will easily bot it, but on the whole, it's just gonna be there until 2.0 is out. So Gathering says, I think research tokens will be a major factor for Land going forward, unlocking future buildings and recipes. Wait, are we talking about decrops? Oh, I still need to make that decrops video. I don't know if you guys are paying attention there, but they just opened up everything. So there's now not just a market, but a farmer's market. So all the stuff that you can farm for, you can just sell on the secondary market, which is actually awesome, because now that game is entirely open. Everything that you can produce is sellable, which I think is pretty cool. Gives a lot of value to the older alpha packs. All right, saw some of Mavland, says Alex. It looks okay, but not what my expectations were after waiting 3 years for it. Yeah, see, this is gonna be the real challenge here. And also, like, man, I've been saying it for the longest time. I don't know where your expectations were, but Land is just gamified DeFi, right? Like, I'll even say this, right? Like Darkest Night and I, when we first talked about him going through Land, he was disappointed too, right? And he was just like, yeah, it's just not, like, it's buggy, it's not whatever. And then he asked me, and I was like, it's exactly what I expected it to be. Land is 100% exactly what I expected it to be. And there's a clip of me probably several times last year where I've said this, and I wish I could go back and find it, but I'm too lazy. I said that Splinterlands is going to hit its bottom after Land comes out. And you could take that to mean Land 1.0, because we bottomed the hell out after Land 1.0, right? We hit a really, really rough spot. I don't know that'll necessarily be the case with Land 1.5. I think we've already hit the bottom, and now the market cycle is starting to turn a little bit. We're leading into Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin halving. But, Bitcoin didn't crash down and hit new all-time lows over the summer. SPS did, and that was after Land 1.0. So I don't want to say that I called it, but I kind of did. Just because expectations were too high, right? I mean, look, Alex has had a bunch of things to take a look at it. They've been teasing all this stuff for the longest time, and Alex still found a way to get disappointed by it. Again, what were your expectations? Like, you're not going to be able to do a bunch of stuff. There's no VR like visiting your land. It's just a gamified DeFi platform. Now, what makes me excited about that in its first form, right? 1.5. DeFi Kingdoms, for anybody who played that a year plus ago, before the Harmony changes died. That was a huge game, right? There were a lot of people that came in, and the game actually sucked, right? You were just going in like It was like idle clicker where you just go and farm certain things. But the returns at the time were so stupidly high. Now, I don't know that land is going to have stupidly high returns, but for people who enjoyed that type of game, that's exactly what land is going to be. And that's exactly what we need to get people, who are in the Web3 space that played a game like DeFi Kingdoms to come in and check out land, right? Now, 1.5 might not scratch the itch for those Web3 type of gamers, right? But 2.0 could, and the promise of 2.0 could. Speaking of which, Virus says, hopefully land 2.0 white paper soon after also. Yeah, I think I've said this before. I would love to get this before 1.5 launches. Just because I think if there's anything in the 2.0 white paper that talks about research, people may go head first into research. But yeah, I don't know that we're going to get that. For 1.6 though, and I know there's going to be so many different versions of 1.6. I know we want the automated market maker so you can sell your grain. And it sounds like that might be one of the first things, but I really think that going for the prefix titles is going to be way bigger and way more impactful for the game economy. Actually, no, I take that back. Having the AMM will be great because it would be available to everybody. Anybody could go in and then sell their grain relatively easily. But I'll say this, for the health of the game and the game economy, say what you want. I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, this game is dominated by whales. Yeah, you know what? Whales dominate this game, but whales also support it, right? You just look at the amount of people who spent on Chaos Legion packs. You look at the amount of people who spent on Rift Watcher packs, on the Great Burning, all these different things. Whales are the ones carrying the game, right? And I'm not trying to like suck up to whales. I'm just saying that they exist in literally every project and literally every market, right? Go all the way up to like the US stock market. It's the same thing. So whales are carrying the project in many ways. And I would love to see 7 of them fighting for the top spot, seeing who can outburn the other. Because you know what? That means we get a ton of DEC burned. And they're doing it for the glory, whereas we all get to benefit from our asset values going up, or at least, SPS becoming more scarce and getting burned for DEC. I would like to see land surfing before Rebellion so that land is more accessible. Yeah, land surfing, I know people are excited for. That's like a not even on a white paper thing. Like, to me, it's just an idea. Yeah, Matt seems to be hiding till he can give us the land 2.0 white paper. Yeah, man, he's not. I mean, Matt, all love, but it's like, man, if you're not on the next town hall, I think people are just going to lose their minds. We haven't seen him in like 3 months. What's going on, International Travel Channel? Good to see you here. It looks like land won't move car prices up. They're still going to be Dr. Blight at $34. Is Dr. Blight really at $34? Hey, Alex, I said the same thing. Land doesn't solve the card problem to me, but it does solve the DEC problem, which is much more important. What's up, Ghostly BG? Good to see you here. I've been enjoying the game last few weeks, and I was a bit shocked how cheap chaos cards are right now. Well, yeah, man, it's a great time to get into the game. Hopefully it's the last time I have to say that. I burn my SPS for DEC. I sell the DEC and buy vouchers. All right, Alex. I mean, not financial advice. I'm just trying to look out for you, but like, you should not be burning your SPS for DEC right now. Just FYI. But as we appreciate your sacrifice. We thank you for your sacrifice. All right, what's up, Aaron Kennedy? Good to see you here. Go for $7 under $8 is a good price. Love Light says, if DEC doesn't hit peg, SPS will go lower, and that's bullish. Maybe. It depends, but it all depends on when we start burning SPS. I would love to start burning SPS right now and not burn SPS at 2-3 cents, but we'll see. DeFi Kingdom reference, nice. I'm in DeFi Kingdoms as long as both of them. So is DeFi Kingdom still running? I haven't logged in a while. I pulled out a ton of money last year, and then I was like, nah, I think I'm done. Yo, what's up, Keys? Good to see you here. Next Crypto Gem Salons would be a good contestant. Yeah, I really think that Hive is the biggest blocker here. People they want something on Ethereum, they want something on Solana, they want something on Polygon even. Nobody knows Hive. Nobody trusts Hive. Hell, I don't even trust Hive fully, right? Like, so, but it's like, I don't know how you reach that audience, that Web3 audience. So let me just text someone back. All right, so Land is just expanding our DeFi side of the house, and that actually appeals to more people than the car game. Won't be a hot take, but I can sell a yield farm to more than a game. It is a bummer. But I can sell a yield farm to more than a game. It is a bummer. Steve, I think I understand what you're trying to say there. I think what you're trying to say is that you can sell a yield farm type of game more to Web3 folks, which is true, right? I think a lot of people here didn't really care. A lot of people in Web3 don't really care about card games, right? If we're talking about games, but again, it all depends on what the returns for Land are like. And this is why 2.0 is so important, because some of that stuff is going to add a ton of value. I mean, just imagine if you're like, let's actually take a look at this. Pretoria. All right, so here, take a look at this, right? I mean, imagine if you have, like, there's barely 2,000 plots here for Magical Dragon. Imagine if you had a significant chunk of these. Again, obviously you're not going to have a lot, but if whatever is necessary, whatever the Magical Dragon resources end up being necessary for in terms of creating, items, spells, different NFTs, things in the future, that could be something interesting where the resource that you are mining for makes not only the resource that you're producing valuable, but the land in which it sits on. Right? So it could be interesting. I'm trying to see if there's something. I mean, Occupy, we don't really know what Occupy is going to do just yet for 2.0, but this is another chart I like to look at too. Let's see, is Tundra still the bottom? No, you got Swamp here. No, Bog. Bog's where it's at. No, Mountain. Mountain's where it's at, 6.54%. So, I mean, here's another one where it's just, again, if you want to be like, dominate the market, I really think we're going to have some kind of like land cartels that form up in the game. Alicia says, thing is, once 50 resources go live and each of them have utility for various craft recipes, that's where the game will become more of a game versus gamified DeFi, since it'll be economic. Yeah, and the best part is, well, all those things will have value technically, but they won't have like direct value in the sense of, oh no, they will have direct value. You can just go sell them on the marketplace. But what I get more excited about is the AMM, the LPs that will be created for each of these resources. You're gonna have 50 resources that will have that'll have to have DEC as a pair, and that could burn a ton of SPS. Games like EVE Online, but my Spark Swap videos do better than the Splinterlands ones. Hey man, you got to go where the audience is. Splinterlands has been slow. Check terms and conditions. Okay. Thank you for the update on that, Lapses. Let's go see here. I'm gonna hard refresh. I'm gonna check the terms and conditions. Keiki Forever. People need to stop complaining about whales and become one. Game assets are priced pretty much in an environment in which whales were formerly born. I mean, there's a lot of new whales to this game too. They weren't all just born here. The relevant part is now 5.3, latter part of the paragraph. Okay, let's go check it out. Terms and conditions. Oh, my bot's playing. Damn it. Really? Can I cancel the match? Yeah. I don't really care. I want to go through this. Okay. Fees and payment, ownership restrictions, KYC tournaments, termination, disclaimers, limitations, liability, okay, changes to the app, children, privacy policy, dispute resolution, waiver, and severability. What? Content standards, not an investment company. Defamation, refunds, general. Okay, hold on. Where did you say this is? The relevant part is now on 5.3. So let's go here. Thank you for that lapsus. All right, so you agree you are okay, I'm going to highlight this. This is so tiny. You agree you're responsible for your own conduct while assessing or using the app and for any consequences thereof. You agree to use the app only for purposes that are legal, proper, and in accordance with these terms and any applicable laws or regulations. By way of example, and not as a limitation, you may not allow any third party to send, upload, distribute, or disseminate any unlawful, defamatory, harassing, abusing, fraudulent, obscene, or otherwise objectionable content. 2, distribute viruses, worms, defects, Trojan horses, corrupted files. Okay, so 3, impersonate another person by the use of an email, Hive account, otherwise. 4, upload, post, transmit, or otherwise make available through the app any content that infringes on the intellectual property rights. 5, use the app to violate legal rights, such as the privacy. Okay, 6, engage and promote any illegal activity, including money laundering. All right, where am I looking now? 7, exploit the app for any unauthorized commercial purposes. Oh, okay. Let's just skip to the bottom here because most of this stuff I think is pretty self-explanatory. So access. Okay, so I'm going to go down to, this is so 13, 14, create user. Okay, so let's start with 14 down here. XIV. So create user accounts by automated means or under false or fraudulent pretenses. Okay, so you can't just auto create accounts. 15, access or use the app for the purpose of creating a product or service that is competitive with any of our products or services. Okay, that seems okay. All right, so 16, utilize automated players within the following contexts: A, modern format ranked matches; B, any brawl matches; C, tournament matches. For the purposes of this provision, an automated player is defined as any software, script, or automated program that performs gameplay actions, including making card selections and submitting battles through the API without the direct and immediate input or control of a human user. Violation of these anti-automated player provisions may result in consequences determined by the app's administrators, including but not limited to temporary or permanent suspension of user accounts, removal of game progress, or other appropriate measures. By continuing to use the app and participating in modern format ranked matches, tournaments, or brawls, you explicitly acknowledge that you agree to abide by these anti-automated player provisions. Okay, so there's never a mention of Battle Helper, which we expected. But here's where I think people are going to get disappointed. For the purposes of this provision, an automated player is defined as any software, script, or automated program that performs gameplay actions, including making card selections and submitting battles through the API without direct or an immediate input or control of a human user. All right, sad to say, guys, but that doesn't include Battle Helper. Because every person that's using Battle Helper is still in front of their computer and controlling what cards get put in. So this isn't really what we were hoping for. Now, I think that there's still I mean, I think that the team is still going to try to talk to folks, but talk to the third parties, but that's not. You can make the argument very easily in this context that Battle Helpers are not against terms of service, which should make every Battle Helper user out there happy, and everybody who doesn't like using Battle Helpers probably upset, because we've been looking forward to this for a while. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. So that is funny because I've been scammed on ETH, BSC, Polygon, Sol, but never Hive. Yet we don't trust Hive. Dude, Steve, Hive is too small. There's not enough money here to scam. And you know what? Just because you haven't been scammed on Hive doesn't mean others haven't. New terms of service is out. All right, so DeFi Kingdom is still running. It's taking a huge hit, especially on Heroes. Splinterlands has this land momentum and has more focus at the moment. All right, good to know, RK. Elysios, also, there's no denial that Hive fees are perfect for the type of game we have. Imagine the amount of transactions we do daily and how expensive that would be. Yeah, so I really think that Hive should be marketed a little bit more. But, you know, Hive itself is not going to market. We need a killer app. Splinterlands is as close to a killer app that Hive has gotten, right? I mean, look, it got me, right? I'm Bitcoin Maxi 2 years ago. I mean, still a Bitcoin Maxi, but it's just like, the game was interesting enough for me to come and participate on Hive. How can we expand that to more people? Hopefully Land does it, but I actually think more games on Hive. And this is why I'm always trying to, I know I say it and people will probably think that I'm not living up to it, because, well, Anand will probably think that, but it's just like, I like seeing other games built on Hive, right? Any other game that comes on here, I really want to see it succeed. I want to see it compete with Splinterlands. And that's not anything to do with Splinterlands, but it's just, if you have a game out there, right? Remember when Golem Overlord, the part token, was trading for higher than SPS and DEC, or volume was going higher? Like, I loved seeing that, because it's like, well, maybe we have another game on our hands here that could have a ton of value and draw people in, right? I'm excited for GLG. I'm excited for the new kind of Invenium or Arcade Colony platform that they're planning to build out, all that stuff, because people may not really like fantasy, right, and card games and all that, but if you add more variety on here, that could draw a larger group out. All right, so game is out of maintenance. Virus says, wow, 15 vouchers to reroll focus in champ. Oh, I wonder what that is across the board. All right, so that's ironic. I appreciate the shout outs in the terms of service. Wait, did they? Oh, Virus, you're funny. All right, the real question is, who will enforce these new terms of service, and what are the real impact of getting rid of people that cheat? That's not Battle Helper. Cosmos says, I'm not sure this term of service actually covers Battle Helper. I'm sure they left out Battle Helper because they can't enforce it. Supreme Victory Network says, so I'm not playing anymore. Cool. Doesn't the Battle Helper use an API call? Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with using an API call as long as it's a human putting things in. So Anand says, why didn't they just mention Battle Helper? And my guess would be is because everybody might have a different definition for Battle Helper. I think it does use the API to query your collection stuff to give you team ideas. Yeah, so I want to go back to this because this is an important part, and honestly, I'd love to get Darkest Night on to talk about this, just because we talk about it, on our phone calls all the time. But it's kind of the ambiguous enforcement that's there, right? And if we go back to this, so violation of these anti-automated player provisions may result in consequences determined by the app's administrators. Now it says including, right, but not limited to all these different things. But I think the part that bothers him, and I'm sure many others, is the fact that there's no standard there, right? Like if you're caught, it's up to the app's administrators And, for people with their tinfoil hats out there, it's just like, when does favoritism become an issue, right? When does previous biases, when do those become an issue? So I'm sure that's going to be pointed out by many, including Darkest Night. I mean, he's like, oh, I want to come on and read the terms of service when they go live. So I'm sure we'll get his opinion on it at some point. I haven't noticed battles getting any harder in Gold 1 with more Battle Helper use. Not at the top of Gold 1, though. Well, I solved this problem a long time ago, guys. I just bought my account. I just bought my account in Modern or in Wild, and I'll play some battles in Modern. That's not the way that I want to interact with the game, though. Just just being honest. It's not the way I want to interact with the game. Now, it doesn't solve the problem of Battle Helper in tournaments either. So essentially what you're going to need to have is all of these different services play ball, which I think they will publicly. But I wouldn't be surprised if, I mean, I don't know if Siler plays the game, but he doesn't need to offer a service, and he would still be well within his terms of service to use his own software to dominate every single tournament and ranked play, right? So that's the exact reason Matt always wanted to have a game 100% decentralized, and bots were a thing back then, because it's too hard to implement enforcement. So Elysios, that's a great point. And again, I'm still a bit of a, I still lean on the side of like decentralization maxi, or I understand where the team is coming from. But there's no denying that, it does have an impact on the game for people that want to compete. Now, again, the easiest solve for this, right? The easiest solve, in my opinion, is to do more in-person events. And I say easiest not because it's like logistically easy or inexpensive. I'm just saying, like, when you got two people there in a room that don't have access to a spreadsheet or a software or anything, that's what we want to see. That to me is like real competition. I could care less about, like I really wish that we would just shut down all tournaments. Tournaments are they're just paying out people who have the older cards, as well as people who are willing to pay for Battle Helper and dominate. All right. And then we're dropping like 2.5 million SPS per month because of that. Like, we're just distributing it. So to me, that's just not here. I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. We have to. Tournaments. Check this out. There's been 7 million tournaments awarded. Sorry, $7 million awarded in tournaments. Who has made that money? Why are they not championed on every stage, on every town hall, to be like, these are the top players in the game. We want to celebrate them because of their skill. We want to celebrate them because of their commitment to the game and their, all that. The problem is you can't, because it might not be skill, might not even be commitment to the game. It'll just be the fact that they were here early. Sorry, I know I'm salty about this, but it's just like, we're not proud of the people who've won. They're not being paraded across stages and across town halls because of that reason. Because if you actually dig into it, and you had to put those people, face to face against someone like Virus, Virus, I'll give you a shout out. I think Virus would win 9 out of 10 times on an even playing field. So that's the struggle that we have as a competitive card game. All right, that's really the struggle that we have, and I don't. I've been wanting to figure out a way to overcome this, but it's going to take a lot more than me or even the company's resources right now, right? Splinterfest was awesome, right? Splinterfest was awesome. I don't know where D-Tough stuff is, but I still consider him the best player in the game. If he's not around anymore, then that's just going to default to, I think Schnapoon left too, so I'm just going to default to Virus at this point. Virus is the best player in the game. Actually, Virus, you let me beat you sometimes. That's not good. All right. So I think I still think they will enforce more by getting providers to stop offering the quick check. Yeah. Okay. So if all of the public services decide to play ball, I don't want to be a full negative Nancy here, right? If all the public services decide to play ball, then we will be better off as a project. Don't get me wrong. So I'm still glad that they implemented something like this. I'm glad that they're having conversations with all the providers. All I'm saying is that you remove a ton of it, but at the highest levels of competition, the incentive is still there, right? At the highest levels of whatever. Let's see, where's this? Come on, show me something good. Where are the diamond ones? All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? Like there are tournaments that pay like a couple grand, but the highest one I saw was like 800. Yeah, see, like this. League of Champions. All right, I mean, this thing is paying out 2,400 SPS. So there will always still be the incentive to get whatever edge you can get. All right, and there'll be no way to know if somebody is using any kind of help, nor is there a way to actually enforce it. Which again leads me to say, I really don't think that we should be paying out all this SPS in tournaments. I don't know what the solution is, but I can definitely identify the problem. But we agree that no esport game will ever tolerate botting. True. We talked about this on my show last night. Big deal in theory is the main user battle helper and providers said they would stop. Yeah, look, okay, so let's go back to the no botting in modern, right? That was still a net positive. It made like people earn way more in modern. I still prefer to play myself in modern, right? I don't go into wild and play whenever I decide to, do some battles. But I just let my account bot in wild now, because for me playing is just about the fun. But if I want to maximize the amount of rewards, and again, I'm not even maximizing SPS, I'm maximizing the amount of what's that called, soulbound reward cards I get, because I am a player of the game and I want to get all these soulbound reward cards. I don't even have a max deck yet, so this isn't even me trying to like maximize this and get more so I can dump them on the market in the future. No, I just want to have as complete of a deck as possible, and winning 2 to 3 chests a day in modern with my skill level versus botting my account in wild and letting the bot get 7 to 10 chests per day. That, I mean, it's, even though I'm earning less SPS for all those wins, I don't care, because I want the cards. As a player, I want the cards. A no serious high level player that want competitive part of this game will accept the current situation we have. True. Making us impossible to ever compete with and TCG out there and bringing non Web3 players here. Yeah, I mean, look, it'll be tough, but that's what you get with auto battlers, right? Unless you're going to look at something like a Gods Unchained or a Parallel that's going to require way more input. That's just where it stands. Yeah, during my Battle Helper test, I placed in both the last tournament champions, not top, but like 20th. Yeah. Anand says, I'm a little skeptical on the tournament payout history. It doesn't add up. It does add up, just not at current prices. Yeah, if you look here, there's a little disclaimer here that says USD amounts based on market value at the time of event creation. And keep in mind, these tournaments were started back in 2021 with the launch of SPS, which means, SPS was paying like SPS was at like $1. So imagine back then winning a tournament that's every week, right? Pays out $2,400 just for holding the card assets in the game. I mean, yeah. Items and spells equals more input. Yes. So this is one of the things I am most excited about. Adding another layer to the game will make it significantly harder for bots and for battle helpers. And I know, at the end of the day, like, will they be able to figure it out? Absolutely. But the complexity is exponential, right? Because it's just like, there's so many micro decisions that will need to be made, so many things to factor in for using items and spells. And to this point, I will say the stuff that I've heard about what they have planned for the future does make me excited. So I don't want to be full Papa Bear here, but I am excited for a lot of things that they're working on. But in the meantime, I would say that the terms of service don't really tackle what Dave McCoy was trying to do. I would actually love to see what Dave's response is. I'm sure he's active in the Discord right now, so I'll check it later. I'm tired of talking about the whole Battle Helper issue already. Let's see how it'll play out. All right, BB Omega, what do you want to talk about? Actually, I'm going to hop off here in a couple minutes, but we can wrap up with whatever it is you want to talk about, my friend. If you're tired of the Battle Helper issue, then we'll move on to something else. So KQ Forever says, I don't know why we think more complexity will make things harder for bots. Bots are meant for complexity relative to humans. I'm so excited, but also don't care about the spot issue. Yeah, I would disagree in the sense that it's not just complexity. Like there's a whole like decision-making tree that goes into it, right? Like, and there's so many more inputs. Now, here's the thing. If it were the company running bots or some kind of bots or battle helpers, then, they have all this data there they have all this data there. But if you're a third party, you have to not just collect and store the data, or not just analyze the data, but you have to like collect and store it. And I don't know, I'm sure somebody could find a cost efficient way to do that. But it's still an effort that requires an undertaking. All right, so BC crowdfund proposal for BUSD. What for to buy SPS? Anybody feel like donating? We need 100,000 DEC. We need to get out of Binance US dollars. I'm surprised the team hasn't focused on getting us out of there. Luke, what's going on? We could always talk more about the Y files. What did you do this past weekend? That's what I want to talk about. What did I do this past weekend? Nothing important. It wasn't as good as the weekend before in terms of sports, but I just enjoyed Sunday full of football. It was fantastic. Oh no, you can talk about it. I just don't feel like talking. All right, that's fair. So BC says I'll donate 10K. That's 10%. Now BC, what specifically do you want us to do with the BUSD? Because that's probably the most important thing. I don't mind putting forth a proposal and crowdfunding for it if people are interested. Obviously I'll add some too, but it's either we buy DEC, either we buy SPS. I don't think the HBD thing is worthwhile. But yeah, same decisions a bot makes, a human must also make. Any level of complexity a bot must tackle, a human will too. Just like third world began to overwhelm humans, the bots breeze through it. Fair enough. Nice. All right, look who I crushed. 3 game of no battle helper. Who did you crush? Sorry, I don't think this thing likes links. So SPS or split between SPS and BTC. Oh man, I would love to see some Bitcoin in the DAO as well. But that'd be a whole other wallet. All right, fair enough. Well, let's put it out there. I'll see if I can record a video, and if people are willing to contribute. I think what I also need to do, just because we've had 2 failed proposals already, is I'll probably need to hit up MavChat and see what all of the whales are feeling, because at the end of the day they dominate so much of the vote. So I want to do something that makes sense for everybody, right? And it's yeah. Oh, you beat Yasik? Nice. But Yasik doesn't use Battle Helper, right? Don Keep says we should buy SPS. I'll donate 10K. All right, you guys are very generous. All right, cool. Well, we're already 20% of the way there. Happy Tuesday, Garut. Oh, he did use Battle Helper. Okay, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to who does and who doesn't. Again, like I have nothing against anybody that uses Battle Helper. So let me just be very clear, because even one of my good friends, Darkest Night, is on the other side of this with me, right? So I don't have anything against anybody that uses Battle Helper because it's not against terms of service. And I think what's more frustrating is the fact that the terms of service were updated today, and I still don't feel like I can call out Battle Helper and be like, that's not allowed, right? The terms of service did not update in the way that I think Dave McCoy was hoping for, or the rest of us were hoping for. So, oh, he did. It was just a private one. Gotcha. Okay. KQ Forever. Is he on the dark side? See, again, like I'm not trying to demonize other people like that, KQ Forever, because at the end of the day, it's not against terms of service. And sadly, looking at the terms of service again today, it still doesn't seem like it's against terms of service. So, I'm not going to fault someone that's going in and trying to maximize their returns on the game. I mean, we're all trying to do that, right? To some extent. It's just you're going to have some people who want to sit on this moral high ground and be like, oh, you're not playing the game in a nice way, right? No, we're here to make money, right? So I'm not going to fault somebody for taking every advantage that's not illegal, right? To themselves. Yeah, I fully agree. I don't care about the bot. Okay. Oh, you were just trolling me. Fair enough. Yeah, I need to see what Map Chat is saying about this, but I played 3 games and I didn't see perfect lineups. Let's see. All right, we can close out this stream with a battle in modern formats. How's my bot doing? I'm still in Diamond 3? Yuck. All right. Let's see who we can get. Okay, hold on. Let me play this battle virus, and then I see your comment there, and then we can close out. Ooh. All right, let's go with Lux. I think I need to go with that for sure. I really like playing with my Rooney. Oh, you know what's nice? I get a free... Here, let's do this. I get a free Enrage from my non-maxed Archimus the Bear. So I'm going to take full advantage of that. See, here's a game where I really want to throw, not Darkest, but Dr. Blight into the mix, but I just don't believe that is the best option. But you know what? I can't help myself. I think we're leaving. This is not a great team at all. But let's see what happens. Oh, Audrey K, what's going on? Somebody that I met at Splinterfest. Very cool. Oof. Okay. Well, I like the fact that we are attacking the back line or opportunity. So, oh my God, bro, you're going to miss on the... I know he's got flying, but oh my God, everybody's missing him. Jeez. All right. I really needed to get... Oh, jeez. This game sucks. It sucks so much. All right. Nice miss. All right. There we go. Oh, actually, that's still not going to matter. Oh my God. Oh my God. Screw this game. All right. Let's go check this last thing here. All right. So what are you saying, Virus? I think they've been another section. 1, 2, 3. All right, try control F X I in the tournament in terms of service. Okay. How we read this? So this is what Virus point. Use any automated player, spider, algorithmic card selection suggestion services, site search retrieval application, or other device to retrieve, index any portion of the app content, or to collect information about its users and gameplay for unauthorized persons. Okay, so wait, hold on. How did we miss this? Okay, we were just looking from 15 onwards. So yeah, you know what? Use any automated player, spider. Can somebody technical explain that to me? Player, spider, algorithmic card selection services, site search retrieval application, or other device. Hey, look at that. All that. Nice find, Virus. All of us were feeling a little down about that. Supreme Victory Network, yes, you are playing. We got it. It was my fault. We went way too far down when I was skipping through. How's everyone doing with C-Rag? I have been spamming him and really loving it. I only have him at silver level, but I do need to play him more. That covers it. Yeah, so algorithmic card selection is Battle Helper. So they didn't name Battle Helper, but I would say that they covered it. All right, look at that. Way to turn the stream around. Way to turn the stream around, Virus. Good find. Now, that being said, I still think that it would have been beneficial, but yeah. Nice. Okay, so we can stop talking about it now. Everybody can go play. Virus says, I feel better too. Just saw it in Mavs. All right, you know what? This is the perfect place to end the stream today. So thank you. Shout out to Virus for finding that and helping us get on a better wavelength for the game. Now, I still think that this is something, and I'm sure Darkest Night will want to come on at some point, but I still think that the enforcement is going to be something that we'll need to take a closer look at, but I'll wait for his opinion on that before we dig in deeper. But that was a great find. Feeling great. GG's. All right. Finally, still don't care about this issue and think it's a waste of time, but at least everyone else is happier. There you go. All right, guys. I will catch you all tonight. For anybody that wants to jump in, I have my Splinterlands TV stream at 8 p.m. my time, so that's in about 8 hours from now. But otherwise, yeah, I should be back here on Thursday morning. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope modern format becomes easier and you all start winning a ton of SPS and having a good time with the game. All right, peace.